Kirby, do you agree with the statement that living paycheck to paycheck is not an income issue?
Depending on what the income is. Now, if you're living on minimum wage, let's just take Florida for instance. By 2026, Florida minimum wage is $15 an hour. Of course, that got exasperated and moved up quicker because of the COVID pandemic, because they was having a problem finding workers. So roughly, most jobs in Florida now, the minimum wage is $25 an hour. If all of them are not there, I mean, $15 an hour, excuse me. If if they're all not there yet by 2026, it for sure will be there. Um, Now, with that, for the state of Florida, if you're living somewhere like Tampa, Miami, I mean, Tampa, like downtown Tampa, South Tampa, something like that, Miami, then income is a problem. But for majority of the people, they don't make minimum wage. Let's put it out there like that. For most people, household income wise, even if one person makes minimum wage, the partner make minimum wage is still $30 an hour. But if you're living in a high cost of income area, especially like a California, New York, Hawaii, uh, Massachusetts, something like that, and you're close to the minimum wage number on a per hour workly basis, then yes, income is an issue. But for everybody else, the people that don't make minimum wage, then it's usually not an income problem, it's a spending problem. And I know there will be naysayers out there to say the cost of this, the cost of that. Most people are not paying for that. So I hear a lot of people say this thing of, I need to move closer to my family so I can have help with the kids. Um, Me, I have kids. Childcare is insane. My grandchild, childcare for my grandchild is insane. It's more than a mortgage in most parts of the country. It's totally insane. I agree with you there. But for the most part, people live next to family members and things like that, or what have you, and they have family members to help them out. I mean, I'm always of the adage of don't take advantage of family members just because they're family, they shouldn't be doing it for free. But you have family members out there that will do it for free. But I always say put some money in their pocket to help them along in the process, especially mom, dad, or grandma, grandpa, great grandma, grandpa. They're already on a fixed income. They gonna love the grandchildren no matter what. But it don't hurt to help them out a little bit along the way. Uh, but it's everything that they do besides the necessities, the reason why they can't get by. Alex, we've seen it. You've seen it with the tenants that you have. Uh, I tell you the story about tenants that I have, and we talk about it on the Discord. People will give up their needs before they give up their wants. You know, cell phone bills for the life of me. I don't know why people pay these exorbitant amount of cell phone bills, and I'll be transparent. Uh, I have four lines on my cell phone plan, and I barely pay over $100 for all four lines. But I know people that have singular cell phone plans with just one phone on there, and they paying upwards to $200 a month. For me, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Then they gotta go out. They gotta go on vacation. They have to do all the things that makes really no sense. Makes really no sense when it comes to taking care of the necessities, and they're trying to level up to do things. I mean, I know people right now, this day, I mean, right now, today, that are living paycheck to paycheck, and they're either on vacation right now or they plan on going on vacation very soon. And I already know the story that's going to come out of there. They're going to ball till they fall. They're going to post the pictures on the Instagrams, Facebooks, and things like that. And then they're going to come back, and then they're going to do one or two things. They're going to have to grind to get their head back above water, or they're going to go beg, borrow, and steal from everybody to pay their utilities. I know that for a fact. So most of the time, it's not an income problem. It's their spending problem is the issue. But Alex, what you have on the subject?
Yeah, I think this is more of a individual problem. What I mean by that is if it is income related, I think that the person with that financial problem should be questioning what they can do different in order to better their situation. So, like you said, if someone lives in Miami or Tampa and they are making minimum wage, what can they do different? Whether can they find more ways to make more income? I don't care how they find it, if it's another job, if it's starting a side hustle. Is there something they can do to build more income rather than complain about the situation that they're in, understanding that, hey, you live in a big city and you chose to work a minimum wage job. There's plenty of opportunities out there. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy to find those opportunities, but there's ways and opportunities to make money. So it could be that issue or the other individual problem where they have a spending problem, where they make enough income, but they've decided and made the decision to inflate their lifestyle to a point where they can't afford it. So I think it's a matter of everyone has to reflect upon themselves and take accountability for the situation that they're in, given the fact that we live in a country that has plenty of tools and opportunities at our access. I don't think that it's impossible to change anyone's situation. It's just a matter of doing something extreme in certain times.
Right. And to add to that, I mean, I had a conversation with uh two gentlemen. I want to say it's last week when I was on the phone in PA. Um, and they were brothers. They was brothers. They was both single. They both had their own place. Their income has drastically dropped in the past, let's say, 6 to 8 months. And I had, I mean, I thought it was a great idea, but I guess in this day and age, uh, making concessions is a bad idea. And I brought up the idea of, hey, you're single, your brother's single, both of y'all have, bigger places than you need. Why don't y'all move in together, combine your income, you rent out one of the properties that, either you're in, your brother's in, and then you weather the storm that way. And making a long story short, the common answer was, we have too much pride to move back in with each other. That's what it boiled down to. Too much pride. So you rather sit there and suffer separately in two separate places, and instead of combining your income and recouping some of the income you lost over the last 6 to 8 months by renting out the property that one of y'all live in. I mean, now I can halfway see if they said that, they had families, they had kids, they had significant others, and they was all living there. But they're two single brothers that don't have significant others or kids or anything of that ilk. I believe that's the impact from social media. Everybody's saying, "Oh, when you're this age, you need to do this. When you're making this much money, you should be living on your own ball until you fall and all that." But that right there was a quick fix. That was a quick concession. Uh, two single people. Y'all moving to the same location. You already just built up income, and then the place that they live, they can get $2,500 to $2,700 a month on one of the properties, either one, whichever side they wanted to move to, they could have got $2,700 a month. So that's you know roughly about $30,000 in revenue that they could have brought back into their household or back into their pockets. But they rather stay separate and struggle than combine forces and live a better life. Because I'll tell you just like this, Alex, if I was single, had no kids, hell, let me be honest. If I was married and I had kids, and somehow the real estate market and our markets that we invest in went to shit, the jobs we have went to shit, the first thing I would have said was, "Hey, Alex, why don't we come up with a better plan? How about we just sit here and suffer together and we just move in together and make it happen?" That's what I would do. I mean, yeah, it'll suck. I mean, yeah, me, I gotta, have a lot of quiet time and a lot of drinkers involved, but it'll suck. But it will be coming together to make a plan to rise up to have a better situation later. I mean, that's what I would do. I would think of ways to bring stuff together. I mean, Alex, as you know, my mom lived maybe 10 minutes away from me. If times got hard, I'm not gonna say, oh well, yeah, just yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing. Let's say the rent's got out of control. No, bring yourself in here, bring your income in here. We combine together and then we'll recuperate and then we'll come out better on the other side of it. But people have too much as they say in the Spanish culture, they got too much machismo. They got too much pride about themselves, you know. See, you didn't know I knew that. You didn't know I knew that, right? They have too much pride about themselves that they don't wanna adapt. And then the only thing they do is it make them suffer longer. I'm trying to suffer the shortest amount of time possible to make the income to make it happen. But Alex, you got anything else on this topic?
Yeah, I think that this problem, like you're saying, is just it can be fixed if people just made the decision. And that's why I say I think any situation someone is in is to some extent a level of accountability because there's something you can do to fix your situation. But most people they want to blame, the world, they want to blame who they are as a person, they want to blame how they grew up, they want to blame their parents, they want to blame their religion. It comes down to you. What are you gonna do? What drastic change can you think of to change your life? And I mean, that's why I say like that's what I've said multiple times before. Like, if it comes down to you have to even relocate your entire life, then do it. Because
Mhm.
it's better to just restart from zero than be stuck in a bind and you can't dig yourself out of a hole. Just restart somewhere. So I always think that there's a way, there's something that you have to do, but that level of discomfort is something that people are not willing to take on.
Absolutely. And I'll close it out with the saying that I always say, if you want an extreme change, you got to do something extreme to make it happen. You can't just hope, pray to God that, oh, God's going to work it out for me. God gave you the brain, the ability, the physical aptitude to do it. Why are y'all laying everything at the feet of God when He gave you all the ability to do it? Humility is in the Bible. Be humble, humble yourself, and make it happen. Do something extreme. With all that being said, we'll see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time.
See you guys.